Hello and welcome to our Ann Fitzpatrick unboxing for the month of July. We have been eagerly anticipating this one. I wish we could have put it out right before the 4th of July, but that came very early in this month. But we are going to be celebrating and enjoying this box all month long, and it is called the Suffragette. This was such a fun idea from Mark Tinkey. I just wouldn't have thought of having Anne be a suffragette for this month, and I absolutely love it. So your outfit of the month is this really sweet Edwardian style dress. It has lots of wonderful embroidery and trim, lots of volume on it, and it comes with this wonderful hat, and it is so special, and it has beautiful white boots. You're going to hear all about the outfit and see a lot more with Mark in his video and with Diana Vining in her video and the wonderful things that she did and printed for our printables this month. It is all so very, very special. And then the add-on outfit of the month is really cute too. Mark's going to talk more about it in his video, but here it is, and it is just darling. And the colors on both of these outfits are really important, which you're going to hear about a little bit in my take and in Mark's take, and boy do we have a celebration for you today. So Diana Vining created a whole dolly parade she worked so hard on and got sparklers for her film set, and Mark Tinkey worked really hard on everything that he did to bring this box together, and Christopher did such a beautiful job staging these dolls, and I am just so thrilled. So one thing I do want to touch on real quick is this crazy wig. This wig is so silly, but this is really fun. This is a costume wig for Anne to be a suffragette. So this is so cute. We only have 50 of these, and if you want one, make sure to snag them. But this could be also repurposed in a lot of different ways, but I love this as a suffragette for Anne. It really brings, I just think it brings the costume together. But it is kind of crazy, but it is a lot of fun. So let's chat about what is coming inside the box, and then we are also going to chat about the suffragette movement. So one thing that I am so excited about, which we will touch on a little bit more, is I had some suffragette pins made, and you are going to receive 5 suffragette pins inside your box. They are, a couple of them are more modern, and then a couple of them are copies of suffragette pins from the time. So I don't know, it's kind of hard to see, but they are really fun, and you are going to receive 5 of them, and one of them says modern suffragist, so it's kind of hard to get it in there, but I love this one. It says women's rights, and it's got 2 women's feet and the shoes. It's probably not going in there, but let's chat about the suffragette movement, and then we are going to bring in Diana and Mark Tinkey to chat all about what they did. The women's suffragette movement was one of the most significant social and political movements in modern history. Its goal was simple but revolutionary: to secure women's rights to vote. For generations, women had little to no voice in the laws that governed their lives, despite paying taxes, raising families, working, and contributing to society. Suffragists believed that voting was a fundamental right and that women deserved equal representation in government. This movement grew steadily through the late 19th and early 20th centuries, fueled by determination, organization, and an unwavering belief in equality. The movement was made up of many remarkable women and supportive men who used a variety of strategies to advance their cause. Some focused on peaceful methods such as speeches, petitions, letter-writing campaigns, parades, and lobbying lawmakers. Others, particularly in Britain, adopted a more militant tactic, including public demonstrations, civil disobedience, hunger strikes, and acts of protest that drew national attention. Although these approaches sometimes sparked controversy, they helped keep the issue in the public eye, and they demonstrated the depth of women's commitment to achieving political equality. The struggle was long and required extraordinary perseverance. Many suffragists faced ridicule, arrest, imprisonment, and even violence for demanding what many now consider a basic democratic right. Their efforts eventually led to landmark victories around the world. In the United States, the passage of the 19th Amendment to the United States Constitution in 1920 prohibited denying citizens the right to vote based on sex. In the United Kingdom, voting rights were granted to many women in 1918, with equal voting rights established in 1928. These achievements marked turning points in history and inspired similar movements in countries across the globe. The suffrage movement legacy extends far beyond the ballot box. It demonstrated the power of organized activism, civic engagement, and persistence in bringing about social change. While winning the vote was a monumental achievement, many suffragists also advocated for improvements in education, employment opportunities, property rights, and legal protections for women. Their work laid the foundation for future movements seeking greater equality and reminds us that lasting progress often comes through years of courage, collaboration, and determination. This is such a wonderful box. And as a female and a woman in business and somebody that is always championing women and women's rights and women's rights across the board, it wasn't even that long ago that women did not have the right to vote. And to put on your hat and to put on your shoes and to get out there and do the thing, that takes bravery, that takes courage. That had to have been so incredibly hard, because I believe that activism is hard today, let alone over 100 years ago. So bless these women. I am proud of them. And when we see suffragettes in events where they're dressed up, you can always tell what they are. And Diana really helped bring this box to life. I am going to show you some of her printables. She is going to talk about it a little bit more, but I am just thrilled with how this box has gone and everything that is going to come inside it and bring it to life. So the team worked so hard on this one. We do have 50 extra boxes, so if you would like to snag a suffragette box, you can get one. These are kind of limited. The add-on outfit is limited. I'm sorry. All the outfits moving forward, I am increasing our quantity on. These are limited when we have 50 of these. So if you're quick, please get them, and thank you so much for trying. So here is the Suffragette Anne paper doll, which Diana Vining's going to show you a little bit more. She's going to talk about it a little bit more. She also has the little lady accessories, so you can dress your Anne up as the Statue of Liberty. And then the modern outfit has Anne putting in her ballot, doing Rock the Vote, which is so important. We just voted for our senator in Colorado, and we did our ballot and took it to the ballot box. And it's really important, I think, for Holland to see that. Little Walker doesn't know what we're doing, but it is important to see and to grow up knowing that you can vote and you can do that stuff. I grew up as a female in school, not knowing that I wasn't equal. I grew up knowing that I could, if I wanted to, I could be a veterinarian, I could be an astronaut, I could be a lawyer. Those things weren't off the table for me. I grew up in a time, and I was very privileged to grow up in that era and in a progressive school where I didn't know that. We learned about the suffragette movement and we learned that it was not always this way, but my personal experience was that I could do anything. I could do anything that I wanted to do, and it wasn't just for men. And we have had to evolve as a society and come such a long way. And after I got out into the workforce, then I started to experience it a little bit, where it was like when I was being an appraiser and I was showing up at the door to do my appraisal, they would be shocked that I was a woman. Or just not even that long ago, I think it was in around the 1970s, to get a credit card, a female, to open your own credit card, you had to have a man sign for it. So that's just wild to me, that my mom was running this business and didn't have equal rights, and she was like doing all this stuff. So women, they do run the world, and man, are we thankful that they exist. So thank you to all the women before us who paved the way, walked so we could run, for sure, marched so we could run. I love the crafts for this month. They are wonderful. We have a printable sash. This outfit absolutely needs your sash, so make sure to print that and put that on your Anne doll. It really helps bring it together. There is a picketing sign. There is newspapers from the suffragette movement, authentic newspapers, annual meeting, a ballot box, a card. So cool. I love that. And this just fell off, but this is also a little sparkler, so Anne can help celebrate the 4th of July. These come a little bit squished in your box, so you need to fluff them up a little bit because they come to us flat. So make sure to fluff them up a little bit, but you have your little sparkler. So there's a lot of wonderful extras and a lot of fun stuff in this box. I could not be happier with the way it has turned out. I'm just going to put this sparkler down here and not bother with that right now. And the wonderful story that Diana Vining wrote, and the whole thing with this experience. So if you're new here with us, we create experiences for doll collectors every single month inside your box. It is a mystery box. You don't know what you are going to receive, but we guarantee you it's going to be good. It's not always going to be your exact taste, but that is part of the mystery and part of the fun and part of the thrill of signing up for a mystery box every month. We curate them, we work on them for so long. They go through so many edits to make sure they're perfect. And this is a fun way to collect. So let me know in the comments what you think about this wonderful outfit, and we are going to bring in the rest of our team to chat about it. So come on in first, Mark Tinkey, and tell us all about it.
Hi everybody, Mark here. I want to share with you my designs for the July box for the Ann Fitzpatrick subscriptions and some of my inspirations behind them and also the meaning behind them. So this month, Ann is a suffragette. And so we'll pull her over here. Now, I will say right away, I made the little sash. I just glued some ribbon together and then sewed a little snap on it. So you don't get the banner, but Diana has crafts with banners and all that kind of stuff as well, or you can do the ribbon thing. But I did want to show her right away with her suffragette banner. Votes for women. Oh yeah, to start with, let me just say that, so all the colors have a meaning in the banner. So for the American suffragettes, because it was different with the British, which we'll get to in a minute, the white was purity, the violet or the purple was loyalty, and then the yellow symbolized the torch that was guiding their purpose. Yes, the torch that guides their purpose and a new dawn. So I think that's really cool. But I just wanted you to know the symbol, the meaning behind the colors. They weren't just like, oh, those look nice, let's do that. But let's take this off and get into her outfit. So how I came up with this one, I was thinking of different characters, different things I wanted to do. I thought about Mary Poppins, and I was like, well, I don't want to do her as Mary Poppins. And I thought about Jane Banks. And then I was like, oh, Mrs. Banks, votes for women. And I thought, oh, that would be a cool spin on it. Rather than just doing a little turn of the century historical dress, I thought, let's put some meaning behind it, right? So she is our little suffragette. It's this gorgeous white eyelet cotton. So it's like the dress itself is this embroidered lace, right? Embroidered eyelet, which is redundant because eyelet is embroidered. But you can see around the skirt, she has this, it's beautiful. And then she has another layer underneath it that's different, that just gives more texture and contrast, which I think is really important when you're doing a look that's all one color. You want to have something that gives it visual interest, because you're not getting the interest from different colors, you're getting it from textures and patterns and so on. So you can see it's all on the sleeve as well. And she has a little puff to the sleeve at the top. It gathers with a little elastic. And then she's got this beautiful cotton lace collar piece kind of, that goes around. That's all attached. And then there's more cotton lace that forms her actual collar. Then she has this beautiful little pink cummerbund sash that's pleated. And that is removable. It's not attached to the dress. So yeah, and then her hat. We have to talk about the hat. So it's a beautiful little straw hat with some faux flowers, some faux silk flowers, and oh no, they're paper. Yeah, there's a mix. So like the roses are that sort of like paper, like you see it a lot for like scrapbook accessories and stuff like that. So they're really, really pretty. And then she's got these little pink flowers. They remind me of forget-me-nots. I'm covering her face. And then it has this tulle bow that sort of frames them all. And I just think that's such the finishing touch for her, right? So yeah, I thought it was really fun to give her a historical look, but keep it, childlike and, do something that a child would have worn. Then she also has these white opaque tights. And look at these little boots that sort of have the spat effect, but they just have little beads sewn on for the buttons. So it's like the high button boots, zipper in the back, as you can see, black sole, but they are so cute. So I love that. I love her whole look. I think she's adorable and just so summery and fresh. It also reminds me of Ragtime, if you know that musical. it harkens to all of those things for me. The ragtime, which also deals with a lot of things about women finding their voice and all that kind of stuff. And I just think it's so appropriate for July, 4th of July. You know, what's more patriotic than, you know, women's rights and people having their voice and getting to have their voice matter. So that it means all of that. Like goes into all of it for me. You know, that's what I'm thinking about when I'm dressing her up and was thinking about this box, that, you know, it can represent something bigger and deeper. You also get in your box, speaking of the torch that guides our purpose, she has a little sparkler for her celebration, which I love. It's one of those little like cocktail skewer things. I cut off the end to make it a little bit shorter, and then I put a little rubber band on it. I showed how to do this in my unboxing of the Traveler, so I'll just put it on her hand here. How you can use little tiny rubber bands to help secure props in your doll's hands. So that's on my channel, the unboxing of the Traveler, if you're interested in like learning about how to do that. But she's holding her sparkler, not too close to your face though, because, you know, it's fire. But I love that, because that was like the only fireworks that we ever had when I was growing up were sparklers, because they were relatively safe and they didn't explode. And I thought they were magic. I pretended that I had a magic wand when I was, I mean, because gay. But I loved it. Oh my gosh, like all the sparks flying out. It also makes me think of that scene in The Great Muppet Caper with Miss Piggy diving into the pool, because I think she has like sparklers. I digress. She's got a sparkler. And I think that is also just really kind of magical. Yeah, and it kind of makes me think of the Statue of Liberty and the torch, and then the gold symbolizes the torch that guides the purpose. So I don't know, I just think it's all perfect. And there's all these little Easter eggs that if you didn't know, you wouldn't know, but then when you know, you know. And then this is really cute too, because it's not just the little like tinsel, it has the little stars in it. So it really does look like a little sparkler. I love that. Yeah, and then you're gonna get, as if that wasn't enough, there's more. You are gonna get these pins that Rachel had made, which are so cool. So, I don't know if there's kind of glaring here, but what do we have? We have women's rights. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that, I should know it, that all men and women are created equal. I would just say all people are created equal. And then you have our little suffragette colors, the banners. You have gold, white, the purple, and then modern suffragist. So I love that. Like, wear that. Totally wear that. And votes for women, which is very cool. So I just thought that is the perfect little extra for your box. Love it. And bonus, if you have a collection of all these pins that you've got, or buttons, I know some people call these buttons, what a great way to display them. I just took a frame, took the glass out of it, put a piece of black foam core into the frame, and then skewered the pins in there. So if you have pins that you want to display like this, or buttons, what a great way to do it. Okay, so we have an add-on. You guys, this is my favorite add-on. I love this outfit. Look at her. Okay, so I have to tell you, it is not just a cute outfit. The British women's suffrage movement had different colors. So their colors were green, white, and violet. So they both had the violet going on. Let me get this right again. So the purple and violet was dignity and loyalty to the cause, which also the flower, the violet, of a violet, you know, loyalty to the cause, steadfastness, and dignity. So basically this is the same things. So that's why she has a little violet corsage on her little cardigan. So the white, again, purity of life and purpose. And then the green represented new beginnings. And there was another thing. Oh, hope. Hi. So there's some symbolism. That is the costume designer in me coming out, where I love to include things that have meaning. And if people know about them, they might catch it. But I do think that it comes through even subconsciously, you know, when there's thought and care that goes into something beyond just, let's make it pretty. You know what I mean? But let's look at this little jumper. Come on. It's so cute. I love her little, and then the little cardigan, it has it's just a little cut and sew. So it's a knit fabric. And then it has a little gathered little trim all around it. And then it does not close. It's not meant to close or fasten or anything. And then look at her little jumper. Oh my gosh. Okay. Look how sweet that is. Has this little detachable belt, and then 3 snaps that have, you know, like the faux button. Well, they're real buttons, but again, you know what I mean. They don't button. But it's just little snaps. to close it. It's fully lined. She's got little patch pockets, and she's got little pockets in the thing, so she can do all those cool girl poses, right? Look at that. Oh my gosh, she's so cute. I love that it's kind of like a Bermuda short length. And then, oh my gosh, the espadrilles. Stop it. Look how good those are. I'm sorry. It's got this great little canvas that has the texture to it. And then the little, sort of braid that runs around that would be, like sort of the hemp look, of that. And then the little ribbon ties to secure them on. I just think those are some of the best shoes that Anne has ever had. I think they're so cute. Yeah, I love this look. So that is your add-on for this month. And I could not be happier with how everything turned out for this box. Yeah, so I hope y'all love it as much as I do. This is month 7. So we are past the halfway point. We have some amazing stuff coming for the rest of the summer and into the fall, obviously. But yeah, we're more than halfway done. But I still want to keep surprising you all and doing stuff that's unexpected and fun. This is another one of those that's like, yeah, it's like, what? Okay. But I wanted to do that. I wanted to throw some curveballs in there that weren't just storybook characters or nursery rhymes and that kind of thing. I don't know, like that's all been done so many times and I love it, but I wanted to give a variety. So anyway, I love the add-on. It seriously it's my favorite add-on that's come out so far, and put it that way. But I don't know, I just love them all. Like I've said so many times, I do not want to give you something that I wouldn't want in my collection because these are in my collection. I have these dolls out. You can see I have one of my Gwens on this little table as well because she goes so perfectly with my decor. So yeah, that is always at the forefront of my mind, to give collectors things that I would want and that I would be happy to have and excited to get and unbox. Obviously, you won't have her for the 4th of July, but votes for women should be celebrated all year round. So how about that, right? Okay, let's do some mix and match. Okay, so mix and match. Let's start with her. So I just did the little cardigan over the pirate add-on dress. I thought that was cute. She's a little, the sleeves on the little trim gives her a little bit of a shoulder pad look, but you could put her braids in front of it if you wanted. It's not terrible, it's not bad. But I think what's perfect is the espadrilles with this dress. So if you got this dress, I think you need these shoes. Or if you didn't get this dress, you should, because it's adorable. I know it is still available as well. But yeah, I think it's so cute with the espadrilles. And it's such a summery, beachy vibe. I'll take the cardigan off. I think the cardigan does look cute with it on. It gives you a little bit more versatility with it. And the flower works with it too. But then off too, that's like, now she's, they're going to dinner on the boardwalk is what that's giving me. With this like crinkly, breezy cotton dress. But the espadrilles are so perfect with it, I can't. So I love that. I'll just sit her here. You got to see those shoes. Well, you can't really. Anyway, it's fine. And then we have, this is total picnic look for me, right? Or yachting club, because again, she looks like a rich little girl in this outfit. The jumper with my favorite piece, right? The little star-spangled denim jacket, super cute. And then I did the navy tennis shoes that I think they came in a box last year, or they were available separately. I don't quite remember. I think the navy ones came in a box, but there were other colors that you could get separately. Yellow would look super cute with this too, I think. But yeah, I think she looks great in this. It's just super casual. I love that little jumper. That's such a fun little piece. But yeah, I think it's great with these little sort of, they're giving Sperry topsider to me, but they're not, it's kind of like they're like the Keds or whatever, but love it. Yeah, I love that look. And then I did, speaking of Mary Poppins, I did sort of think, I was thinking Mary Poppins Jolly Holiday, or, when they're cleaning up the room and so I did the little apron from the Alice in Wonderland box. I did the headband from the Alice in Wonderland, the gloves from the Alice in Wonderland, the tights from the Alice in Wonderland, and the shoes from the Alice in Wonderland. So and the petticoat. I put the little pink petticoat under there so it puffs it out a little bit from the Alice in Wonderland box. So she ended up being less Mary Poppins and more Alice, but a really pretty, like sort of all snowy white cotton version of Alice. So I'm not mad at that with the touch of blue. And I pushed the sleeves up. So yeah, really cute. So you can see there is a lot of volume in this skirt. If you want to put the period that I was doing with it is not meant for big petticoats and things, but you certainly could, and it gives a really pretty little look. You could totally make her a Mary Poppins if you puffed out the skirt more, and then maybe, I don't know, you could even do the apron and add a little red bow to it, and then give her, I guess the hat. Where did their hat go? You could do the hat with this instead too, that she comes with. And if you found a little white parasol with her, I think that'd be super cute. The only umbrella I have is the clear plastic one that we got last year, and I didn't think that would go with the look. So, but yeah, I think it changes the vibe of it so much to puff out the skirt, add the pattern tight, and then change the shoe. So I think she's very sweet. She would be very sweet in an Alice Tea Party scene, I think, as a different character. Or if Anne is doing, a little play, she could be the White Queen, all in white, and you could do like the Queen. Anyway, you can have fun with it. But yeah, I just think this is such a pretty little dress to get. And there is a lot you can do with it. I was like, there's not a whole lot of mix and match this time, but I think there is, because you have really cool little pieces. So there you have it. Thanks again to Rachel for bringing me in on the Anne subscription box this season. It's been so much fun, and we still have a lot more fun to go. And yeah, all right. Well, so let's turn it over to Diana so she can show you all of the amazing crafts that you can do to continue the play and the fun and the magic of the Anne subscription box. All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you later.
Thanks, Mark. I really appreciate everything that you did for this month and all of your attention to detail to make this outfit and the add-on outfit and all of the outfits that are coming in this series so darn special. I have been enjoying the Anne subscription so much, and it has been such a pleasure and a delight. So we are very happy with this. Now, our wonderful editor-in-chief of the art department, our wonderful Diana Vining. She heads the Anne subscription artwork, and she does the artwork for the Grace subscription. We also have our wonderful Dil Hermando in the art department as well in Brazil, who does so much digital art for us as well. And I have such an amazing team between the two of them that really bring our subscriptions to life through paper dolls, through crafts, through storytelling, through imagery, through edited photos. It is just amazing, and it is exactly what I envisioned. The universe brought us together, that I met Diana Vining as soon as I did, and that Dee messaged me about Barbie, and I saw his artwork on his page and offered him a job. I mean, it's just, I am so thankful. So we have Diana Vining in this video. She worked really hard on her film set, and then she put together a suffragette parade for you. Her husband is pulling the strings. She worked so hard on this. So make sure to give Diana Vining her flowers for this one, because she worked hard and it is so cute. So come on in, Diana Vining, and tell us all about it.
Hello. Welcome back, everyone. And it's July, and we are pivoting from a storybook theme to more of a historical context, which was still fun, but a whole other type of crafting and sort of imagining the scenario for this month. So without further ado, let's get into our printables. So first we have our little story, and this is where I kind of really leaned into combining history with modern day Anne's world, and I really leaned into the part at the end of the story. I'll leave most of it for you to read, but the last part is, Anne says at the last part, "I was lucky enough to be chosen to be in America's 250th parade. Just like the amazing women of long ago, I'll wave a flag and a sign, and when you see me smiling up there on the parade float, it will be with gratitude for the great times I live in and the great women who made it possible." So it's a nod to our historical significance of women getting the vote, and also I still wanted to have that like modern day excitement and fun of a little girl who gets invited to be in a parade. And I'll include the footage for you. I actually put on a 4th of July parade in my backyard. I emptied out a whole cabinet of dolls and lined them up, and friends put on a little parade. So I'm sure the neighbors enjoyed that as much as we will. So, okay. Talking about some of this month's illustrations, we have Anne holding a flag, and in the background there's a photo from a suffragette march. So a little bit of historical context there, and she is wearing her add-on wig, which was a little bit of a different look than we're used to on Anne, but it really grew on me. So, and I still don't know how the women got their hair that poofy back then, but they made it work. So that's our first illustration. Our second illustration has Anne in her outfit of the month. Beautiful, beautiful eyelet dress. And the background, I did a collage of some newspaper covers from that era with the big news that women did get the vote. And Anne is just, pumping her fist in the air in victory. So I really like that. Kind of sums up the joy that I'm sure was felt by so many back then. And I will say, this month's dress was a lot of fun to draw, and it was like really immersive. Having that eyelet design and texture, I really got into. I'm not much of an impressionist artist where people just kind of do kind of like little dabs of color to imply things. I really like specific things. So to go through and draw each little flower and leaf and examining the dress in person was like its own little project. So I really enjoyed that. Our paper doll of the month likewise has our outfit, and Anne comes to you wearing her add-on outfit, this adorable green outfit, which, yes, it's there to celebrate our, women getting the vote in 1920, but it's also just the cutest little outfit and versatile. I actually did a photo shoot at the beach with Anne in this outfit, and it was so cute. It's just like perfect. Maybe because the ocean was right there, maybe because the skies were blue. I don't know, the colors were just like lovely. And so it works beautifully with or without that adorable sweater. So yeah, she has all her add-on stuff. She has her hat, she has her wig, and that was kind of fun because I drew her like with a modern day bun in her hair, and then the wig fits over it where it's like the poofy early 1900s bun. I'm sure there's a name for it, but I don't know what it is right now. So that's fun. All right, turning our attention to our monthly crafts. Our first craft card is called Crafting Courage, Accessories for an American Suffragette. So basically, if you're a dull little suffragette leaning into history, this is a really fun craft card. It has a sash. This is a front and back that I just taped mine together. You could glue it or whatever you're more comfortable with. And there's a sign for Votes for Women. There's a newspaper, a flyer for a suffragette meeting, and there's also a little replica of a 1920 election ballot. So how exciting was that? And just to show you kind of what the finished piece looks like, the sash just goes across the dress, and look, it's just like perfect with it. So I'm really happy with that, how that came out. And then here's her little Votes for Women sign. And you just put a little stick on it. This may or may not be a stirrer from Panera, but it just works perfectly. So very simple and easy way to accessorize your doll, and I'm really happy with how that came out. Then I wanted to think of another craft card, and I wanted something wearable. This month I was thinking of something wearable because I was thinking of a parade, and I was thinking how much fun it is to dress up. I came up with Little Lady Liberty's accessories. So it's a craft card with little accessories so that you can dress your doll as the Statue of Liberty. So this crown was designed to fit Anne, but as a bonus, I found out it also fits Grace. So because they share wigs and everything, I guess that works out. So you can turn Grace or Anne into the Statue of Liberty. The torch, you just kind of curl it around into sort of a cone shape and tape it in place, and it's got the little flame that sticks up and looks great. And then there's a tablet with our July 4th, 1776 date, just like the real one. And then here's my Anne doll dressed as a Statue of Liberty. You know by now I'm not a seamstress, but this is really fun because you know what? It's a parade costume and it's a little girl. So it doesn't have to be super sophisticated or anything. I actually found a party tablecloth in the perfect color. I just kind of assembled it with tape and tried to make the pleats on it and everything. And it just makes such a nice decoration. Like if you're decorating for 4th of July, this is so perfect. And you just tape the tablet on there, and it looks like she's holding it, and she's holding up her torch so proudly. And I'm just really, it's so simple, but I really like how it came out. It makes a really nice little decoration and kind of a companion, right? she's a companion for this month's theme. So that works out really nicely. I will show you how Grace looks. And she's holding this, Grace is holding this adorable sparkler that Rachel is sending everybody in the box. Love that. And you can see the crown fits her perfectly too. So how fun is that? Perfect. We have accessories. We have an extra outfit. We have a sign. We have a little ballot. Ooh, maybe make a little ballot box. Wouldn't that be cute? We ran out of time and everything. Like, you could just go on and on with this theme. So very fun. Oh, and I would also like to add that I have this wonderful mat of fake grass, and you can just put the little papers on it and it sticks up. It's like its own built-in stand. So anyway, I'm always discovering new ways to do things and play with my dolls. So I guess with that, I will leave you with a happy 4th, happy 250th America, and thanks for coming over to play again. I'll share those pictures of my doll parade and our trip to the beach, and yeah, I'm always out and about with my dolls. My family's very used to it by now, and probably my neighbors. So I hope you'll come along and enjoy this as much as I did. It's always fun to play with you. All right, till next time, thanks so much, Rachel, for having me be part of this, and thank you to the VDC team for everything that you do to bring the magic to everybody, and for everybody for receiving it. I'll see you next time, friends. Bye.
Thank you so much to Diana Vining and Mark Tinkey and to Christopher and to Paul and to everyone that was involved in this month, making this month so very special. This is a box that is going to go down in VDC history for sure, and I just love everything about it. I love how well it's made. I love the idea. I love the storytelling behind it. I love the history behind it. History has been such a fun thing to dive into through our fashions and through our subscriptions, both with modern history and history, going with our historical garments, going back in time really far. It has been, I have learned so much, and I have learned way more than I ever would have learned if we just stayed in the present. So what a cool way to learn and to collect and to enjoy our dolls, but also the whole story unfolding. So when you get your box, you're going to have all kinds of layers and notes and things, and some people keep their boxes just perfect, and some people get them out and play with them and mix and match, and there's no wrong way to do it. Just have fun and enjoy your box and enjoy your collecting. We received a letter from a friend, Martha, who lodged a complaint, and she said that we needed more clothing in the Ann Boutique, and I absolutely agree. We need more clothing in the Ann Boutique, so we are going to be working on that and getting some fun things in there, and also working on lots more things for the Ann subscription. We are already working on season 3, and we have so many wonderful things that we're working on for that, and it is going to be so special. So loud and clear, I heard you, Martha, and I appreciate you letting me know. We try to do the best we can, but there are definitely areas where we can improve, and that is having more variety and more things to enjoy and to buy when we're not doing boxes. And especially if you're not in the subscription and you have one of these dolls, you want to dress it and buy some things for it. So we completely get that, and we're working on it. So we love you all so much, and we really appreciate everything. The next 2 boxes this month is Elowin, and then we have Grace, who is coming up with something just very gorgeous, and Elowin's is beautiful as well. So a lot of fun coming up this month, and we are going to also bring you other content and fun stuff along the way. So we hope you enjoyed this unboxing, and thank you so much for being part. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.